Heading back to Iraq. This is Skywatch TV News for June 11th of 2015. I'm Derek Gilbert. The White House confirms that 450 more American troops are being deployed to Iraq. This will raise the total in the country now to 3,500. As the Islamic State continues to consolidate power in Iraq and Syria, America's approach there begins to resemble Dr. Frankenstein trying to kill the monster he created. Israeli news site Debkafile says this is just the first of several deployments of American soldiers scheduled for this year. They report another 500 should be deployed in July and 250 more will follow in December. In Syria, the Islamic State has blown up a gas pipeline that was serving the city of Damascus. The pipeline located near the T4 military airport in the eastern suburbs of the capital city there. The gas pipeline served Damascus and the city of Homs. Tehran in Iran is on high alert. Apparently, the leadership of the Islamic State was so encouraged by their success in destroying a couple of Shiite mosques in Saudi Arabia last week that they've decided to have a go at Iran as well. In South Korea, the MERS virus continues to spread, although officials there say they believe the disease has peaked. Officials have confirmed that a 10th person has died from the disease, and there are now 122 confirmed cases in South Korea. 3,800 people are quarantined, and over 2,600 schools remain closed in South Korea. Here in the U.S., the CDC is trying to track down people who may have come into contact with a woman who arrived in country with a rare drug-resistant strain of tuberculosis. In April, a woman with this rare strain of TB arrived at Chicago's O'Hare Airport from India. She's being treated now at the National Institutes of Health, but she spent time in Illinois, Missouri, and Tennessee before seeking treatment 7 weeks after arriving in the country. And a tuberculosis outbreak has hit a small town in southern Indiana. More than 50 people have tested positive for TB after a student in Sellersburg, Indiana, a town of about 6,000 people on I-65 just north of Louisville, got sick. He's reportedly responding well to treatment. Only one other person there showing symptoms of the disease. Scientists have announced the discovery of a new species of ancient human. This announcement, based on the discovery of some jaw bones and teeth in Ethiopia, estimated at about 3 million years old. The species has been named Australopithecus diaramida. Researchers believe this makes 4 species of human ancestor living in the same area at roughly the same time, the most famous of which is Lucy, Australopithecus afarensis. Now, this could just be variations on a theme. Back in 2004, Professor Maciej Henneberg of the University of Adelaide in Australia, a world-renowned expert in fossil anatomy, analyzed the skull sizes and estimated body weights for all the existing skeletons of hominins. Those are human-like fossils, only 200 of which exist in the entire world, which I'm no expert, but doesn't seem like a lot considering we were supposed to have evolved 4 million years ago. This was the first study, the first survey of its kind. And instead of the 10-plus species of human and more than 50 human-like species claimed by experts, Professor Henneberg found that the fossils show no evidence of being anything more than a single species that has grown bigger and presumably smarter over time. The differences, he said, all fall within the normal range expected for a single species. In other words, those 5 or 6 dozen different species, Australopithecus, Homo erectus, Neanderthal, Denisovan man, are all Homo sapiens. Now, why didn't this make big news back in 2004 when the results of the study were published? As it was announced on the same day as the tragic and devastating Indonesian tsunami, December 26th of 2004. Yesterday, I mentioned the Jurassic Park movie franchise, along with the announcement of a new discovery of dinosaur blood existing in 75-million-year-old fossils. Now, the man who inspired the character in the movies played by actor Sam Neill, Dr. Jack Horner, says he wants to create a dinosaur, a real dinosaur, within the next 10 years. He's not going to use DNA. That molecule is too fragile. It breaks down too quickly after death. He plans to use cutting-edge gene editing techniques to basically regress bird DNA to get the chromosomes to express, or the genes supposedly left over from their dinosauran ancestry to express, which assumes, of course, that birds descended from dinosaurs. There's some debate amongst experts on where and when birds actually emerged in the evolutionary timeline. But setting that aside, researchers at Harvard and Yale recently announced they can tweak chicken DNA to turn their beaks into dinosaur snouts. Another group believes they can figure out how to regress bird wings into dinosaur arms, and Horner is working on the tail. So by the year 2025, if they're successful, we may find ourselves contending with rampaging flocks of bloodthirsty dino chickens. You asked, and we are now proud to announce that On the Path of the Immortals, the new book by Tom Horn and Chris Putnam, is available for the Kindle and Nook e-readers. Available immediately, in fact. You can find out where to get that, how to download to your e-reader at the website, skywatchtv.com. We appreciate your support of our ministry, and to demonstrate our thanks to you for your financial gift of $10 or more, we'd like you to have these books at our expense. The Disaster Survival Bible, a collection of very helpful suggestions on how to be prepared for the unexpected, and a true story of, divine intervention. Angels in the Fire by Dan Statler, an account of how his wife was miraculously rescued from a horrific auto crash at 75 miles an hour, an account confirmed by the policemen and firemen on the scene. Your gift of $10 or more, we'll send those out to you at our expense. If you have any comments or questions for us, I appreciate your feedback. You can send me email at anytime, dgilbert@skywatchtv.com. And we thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert, and this is Skywatch TV.